We're looking at question 1413, minimum value to get positive step-by-step sum. So what this question is asking for is to return the minimum positive value of start value such that the step-by-step sum is never less than 1. So in this example, we can see that the return start value should be 5, because if we set it to 4, when we add 4 minus 3 we get 1, and then the result 1 plus 2 we get 3, and then 3 minus 3 we get 0, which actually breaks our condition saying that the step-by-step sum is never less than 1. So the next start value, which is 5, works because where we can see in this column that none of the step-by-step sum is ever less than 1. Okay, so intuitively I'm thinking of using prefix sum. So prefix sum is basically taking this array over here and then adding each of it to the next one. So over here we start off with minus 3, that remains unchanged, and then minus 3 plus 2 we get minus 1, and then minus 1 minus 3 we get minus 4, yeah, and then minus 4 plus 4 we get 0, and lastly we get 2. Yeah, so with this prefix sum array we can clearly see that if we return start value of 4, it obviously will not work because 4 minus 4 is 0. So we have to go one step up and return start value as 5. So looking at the second example over here, for this one our prefix sum is 1 and then 3. However, we return 1 because the minimum start value has to be positive, and 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 3, 2 plus 1 plus 1 we get 2, and then 1 plus 2 we get 3, so everything works fine. And then the third example, our prefix sum will be something like 1 and then minus 1 and then minus 4, and again we can see that if we use 5 as the return start value, it will work out fine because the smallest number is this minus 4. Yeah. So with that being said, let us start creating the prefix sum array first. So to do that, we actually have two methods. Firstly, by importing the accumulate function from iter_tools. Import accumulate, or we can just use list comprehension and slicing to actually return us the prefix sum array without using this accumulate function. So to use that, the accumulate function is as simple as prefix sum equals accumulate nums. So this should return us the prefix sum array. Alternatively, if we do not want to use these library methods, we can use something like prefix sum array is equals to sum, because we wanna like iterate through the nums array and then add it to the next element each time, we sum it from I to from the first element, so we leave this empty until element I. So because for Python it adds to I, so we do, so if you want it to add to I, you add a +1 for I in range length nums. With this prefix sum array, we now can try to figure out what's the smallest number. Minimum number in this array is so depending on whether this minimum number is positive or negative, we will decide whether we wanna add 1 to it or not. So if min number is less than or equals to 0, we return absolute, in case minum is negative, +1. Else we just return a 1, because it means that in the prefix sum array there are no negative numbers or 0, so returning 1 will be fine. If we try running the code, invalid syntax. Okay, let's check out how to do the prefix sum type. Oops. Oh, because I forgot to indicate the array over here. Sorry about that. If we try running it again, I hope it works. Okay, great. So it seems like the runtime isn't that great. I'll be looking into that and hopefully post a new follow-up video soon. Yeah, thank you.